Welcome to the Daughter Arise channel. My name is Yvonne. This channel is all about bringing you content to do with childhood sexual abuse. On this channel I share things to do with my experience of going through this childhood trauma. I also cover news stories on this subject as well, and also from time to time I may interview other survivors and their supporters in hopes of raising awareness of this childhood abuse. So if this is the type of content you're looking for, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you can be notified of any new uploads. And if you do like the content, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. So before I get into today's video, I just want to thank all the new subscribers who have subscribed to this channel. I really do appreciate the support. Please don't forget to hit your notification bell so you are aware of any new uploads. And also I just want to give a shout out to all the subscribers who have stayed with me over the past 11 years, supporting on this channel, liking the videos and sharing them. I really do appreciate you all, both old and new subscribers. This channel has had over 120,000 views, and I'm really appreciative of that. I know it's not millions of views like maybe other channels, but considering the subject of which I'm talking about, I'm really grateful for anybody to view the content and share it, because it's all about raising awareness. So in today's video, I want to share with you a new story I came across on the Thames Valley Police website, and it is about a man that has been jailed for sexual offences at Eton. A little while ago on this channel, I covered the story of Earl Spencer, that is Princess Diana's brother, who shared that he had been sexually abused in boarding school. Earl Spencer comes from an upper class, wealthy family, and a lot of people in those circles send their children to these types of schools, and it's not really talked about the sexual abuse that can happen within these environments. So that is why I want to share this story. And it says, following a Thames Valley police investigation, a man has been jailed for sexual offences in Eton. Following a thorough police investigation, Jacob Leland, age 37, of Camden, was sentenced on the 30th of January 2026 to 3 years and 3 months imprisonment at Reading Crown Court for a number of child sexual offences. He will also be on the sex offender register for life. Leland was found guilty of 3 counts of sexual assault following a trial at Reading Crown Court which concluded on the 14th of October 2025. Leland was acquitted of 13 counts of sexual activity with a child and 1 count of sexual assault. The incidents took place at Eton College in early 2010. The offences were reported to Thames Valley Police in 2020, and the Child Abuse Investigation Unit launched an investigation. Investigating Officer Detective Constable Kelly Ware said, "Firstly, I would like to praise the victim, in this case, for the bravery and courage that he has shown in coming forward for support in this investigation. Leland held a position of trust and completely abused this by committing abhorrent crimes that will have long-lasting effect on his victim. No one should have to go through what they went through. No matter what the passage of time, we will also investigate such offences thoroughly and support victims. When offences such as these are reported, victims will be listened to, and we will do all that we can to hold individuals to account and put them before the courts for their actions." So that is the story of Jacob Leland. And what's really interesting about this story is that these offences happened in 2010. That is 16 years ago. He was working at that school as a 20-year-old young man, and he assaulted this victim. I think it's quite encouraging that this victim came forward in 2020, 10 years, a decade later, after the offences were committed against him at this school. So he is a very brave young man for doing so, and what I always say when it comes to reporting these individuals who sexually harm and sexually abuse children, that it's better late than never. If a victim, survivor can do this, no matter what the passage of time, I think that is a very courageous and positive thing to do. So he reported this in 2020, and I'm not sure why it had taken all these years from 2020 to 2025 for it to be brought to court, because obviously the trial concluded in October 2025. So I don't know what was happening in the background of that kind of time span. Maybe the victim might have been getting cold feet and needed that extra support to see it through, or maybe they had to investigate other things to do with it. But that is quite a long time span between the initial reporting and the trial concluding in October 2025. Another thing that I think might come up with this man, because he was working in a school, and obviously this victim has come forward to disclose that he was sexually abused by this man. I think one of the things that might come up later on is that other victims may come forward. Usually with these type of individuals, these kind of perpetrators of abuse on children, they usually have more than one victim. Recently I did a story on this channel about the nursery worker who was abusing children in the nursery, and I came across another article to do with him today, which found that he had other victims as well. Before he was abusing these children at the nursery, sexually abusing them, he had other victims in a school where he was filming up the children's skirts, girls' skirts, and abusing other children. So it's going to be very interesting to see if other victims do come forward, because these types of individuals, they never just abuse one. Even those who abuse outside of school settings, usually there is found to be other victims. And this is something that I covered in some research I did, which is in my book Choose Life, which is a practical empowerment workbook to encourage and empower survivors. It's got different kind of research that I did in there, talking about sexual abuse, also as well exercises that survivors can do in their own home. But I talked about that in there, where a researcher visited a prison, I think it is in Los Angeles, and spoke to those who were jailed for crimes against children, sexual crimes against children, and found that each individual had at least 40 to 48 victims. All in all, I think it is a good thing that the police are giving that message to survivors, that they will listen to you, they will try their best to support those that come forward, and also to hold those accountable, by law. I think that's a very positive message for the police to put out there, because the initial contact with police, a lot of survivors did not find positive. So I think it's a very positive thing that the police are sharing this. Another thing I was thinking about in this story is about the school, how they responded to this initial disclosure of sexual abuse by this pupil, if the pupil did try and go forward at the time, or when the police alerted them to the fact that somebody who's a former member of staff at their school has committed this crime. I wonder, how they have dealt with that. I hope and pray that the survivor in this case is able to start their own healing journey, because it's not going to be easy for them. And I pray as well that they're able to get the support and help that they need to process this, and make sense of what has happened to them. I'm sure for them and their family, it has come as a devastating blow to them. I just wanted to share that story with you, and I will see you on the next one. Take care.